Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
The Fargo Police Department wants you to be on high alert about a sex offender that has moved to our area. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. Let's take another look at his mugshot. Franklin Lee Crone is living at 735 14th Street North, which is a Redemption Road house. Crone is 29 years old, 6'2", 220 pounds, with blue eyes and brown hair. Fargo Police say if you have any questions or concerns, you can go ahead and give them a call. The Moorhead Police Department is asking for your help in identifying this man involved in a burglary investigation. They released this surveillance picture. To recognize the man, be sure to call the Moorhead Police Department. That number's on your screen. Bemidji police have made arrests after a recent string of daring smash and grab burglaries that involve the theft of guns. Two 16-year-old males have been arrested and charged with burglary. Since they are juveniles, their names are not being released. However, as Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us, there are still suspects on the loose for a series of crimes that are tough to defend against.
There have been a string of 7 smash and grab burglaries at Bemidji businesses since September 1st. Suspects simply smash out a window, run in the business and grab what they want within 1 minute. They're not releasing details, but police nabbed 2 of 4 possible suspects by identifying an object being carried by one of them.
And that led us to draft a search warrant, and we executed a search warrant on October 12th, where we recovered 4 of the handguns. We then executed 2 more search warrants and retrieved another 3.
Police have now recovered 7 of 10 handguns stolen from this downtown pawn shop after a window was smashed and the suspects quickly fled. The owner of this pawn shop didn't want to appear on camera, but he tells me he's been burglarized several times now and he's tired of it. He says he's considering putting bars over his windows. Over at Slim's Bar on the north end of town, suspects smashed out a side door window and gained entry here. What'd they end up taking?
Liquor. But not much. He had poor taste in liquor. I'd have gone for the Jameson personally, but he didn't have enough wherewithal. And
basically caused more than a mess than stealing anything.
Right.
In the meantime, business owners are left with a tough crime to defend against, and police have very little time to catch suspects at the scene.
The speed at which they're able to enter, grab whatever they want, and get out is less than a minute. It's quicker than anyone can respond to those.
In Bemidji, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Police also recovered numerous other stolen items, but there are still suspects on the loose, as we've mentioned. If you have any other information regarding these cases, you're asked to contact Bemidji Police. Well, today has been cloudy, gray, and awfully rainy. Will it last through the evening, or will we get a break? Here's Hutch with a look at tonight's forecast. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Christine. Right now, the break is taking place in the FM area, Valley City and Jamestown, with most of the heavy shower activity shifting down to southeast North Dakota as it drifts eastward. So by and large, I think the heaviest of the rain is out of here. Most of it moving through and out of the Barnesville area towards Pelican Rapids, and northern Otter Tail County now has a heavy band of showers, and this extends north and east up into central Hubbard County. This will continue to drift eastward tonight. Thunder and lightning and a few severe storms possible in the Twin Cities. Your planner for Fargo shows temperatures will be in the 50s throughout. A few areas up north in the 60s as we see quiet conditions. It does look like we're going to stay in the 50s this evening, but I think the heaviest of the rain is done, and a dry forecast in the making here. I'll have all the details for you in just a few moments.
Gosh, it'll be nice after this gross weather right now. Thanks,
A little soggy.
A little soggy, yeah. All right, well, it's now a federal crime to fly with the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 cell phone. Over several weeks, reports of the phone catching fire have sparked a massive recall, which has people taking a closer look at the phones they carry around and the many other things that are powered by lithium-ion batteries. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker talks with 2 people, both saying lithium-ion batteries are safe. You don't have anything to worry about unless you have a Samsung phone.
We've got probably at any given time 500 to 600 cell phone batteries, whether they're in storage or they're displayed on our shelves.
Josh Flimmer knows batteries. He says reports of phones catching fire because of lithium-ion batteries overheating isn't something most people should worry about.
Very, very rare. maybe less than 1% chance that something like that would happen under normal circumstances.
Lithium-ion batteries are all around us, in our cell phones, computers, and even on the road.
These are actually the 2 battery packs on this motorcycle. The batteries on these things are incredibly safe. They are completely sealed.
Tim Schreider says the batteries are so safe, the U.S. military uses this brand of motorcycles because of the advantages the batteries provide.
They have a much stronger charge, much more consistent charge. They can put out a lot more power than the conventional nickel metal hydride batteries.
Back at Interstate Batteries, Flimmer says the battery burnout people have seen in Samsung devices is rare and has more to do with how the phone was designed. He offers this advice for everyone that inevitably will cross paths with a lithium-ion battery.
You wouldn't want to puncture it or put it in a fire or anything like that, but just sitting there on the shelf, they're not going to just explode, usually.
Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
So if you're caught with a Galaxy Note 7 on a plane, you can face a fine around $180,000 and up to 10 years in prison. One of 4 men charged in the beating death of Joey Garsland was sentenced in court today. Nicholas Morris will be sentenced to 20 years in prison on charges of being an accomplice to murder and criminal conspiracy. Garsland died after a fight outside of Rick's Bar last May. 3 others are charged in the case and are awaiting sentencing. A 13-year-old is recovering from a gunshot wound after his 9-year-old brother accidentally shot him over the weekend. The Richland County Sheriff's Office says it happened here on a farmstead south of Abercrombie, North Dakota. It happened yesterday afternoon when the father of the 2 says the 9-year-old was shooting pigeons in the basement of an old house on the property. And that's when the bullet went through a piece of plywood and hit the 13-year-old. The boy has been treated and released from Essentia Hospital. The North Dakota Game and Fish Department is also investigating. WikiLeaks released even more documents today from Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, John Podesta. The same day, the website claimed the internet service for their founder, Julian Assange, had been blocked. Assange has been holed on the Ecuadorian embassy in London for years. Now, his supporters claim state actors are blocking his internet access in retaliation for the WikiLeaks releases about Clinton, and they were activating, quote, contingency plans. Meanwhile, today's email release included campaign staff talking about how to handle Clinton flip-flopping on the issue of gay marriage, as well as the best way to shore up support among Latinos. More bad news for Hillary Clinton's campaign. The group called Project Veritas released a video they say proves Democrat operatives are inciting violence at Trump rallies. Several people, including children, have been hurt by rioters outside of Trump events just over the last several months. The 16-minute video features undercover interviews with several key Democrat operatives. In a portion of the video, an operative talks about hiring mentally ill people as well as homeless men to agitate crowds at Trump rallies.
Have mentally ill people that we pay to do. Make no mistake. Over the last 20 years, I've paid off a few homeless guys to do some crazy stuff, and I've also taken them for dinner, and I've also made sure they had a hotel and a shower, and I put them in a program. Like, I've done that.
There's been no response so far from the Clinton campaign or the Democratic National Committee about the video. So if you'd like to see it in full, go over to our website at valleynewslive.com and click on this story. It's been a deadly weekend on Minnesota roads. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety says 10 people died in crashes over the weekend. It's bringing up the year's preliminary total to more than 300. Since Thursday, motorcyclists, teenagers, and a few people who were just a mile away from their homes lost their lives in motor vehicle crashes. The preliminary fatality count for 2016 now sits at 307. 41 pedestrians have died so far in 2016, compared to 25 from this time last year. The work on the huge 8th Street I-94 project is almost over, but still there's one more traffic hassle for you to deal with before the cones and barrels come down. Paving is underway on 8th Street on both sides of I-94. The stretches being paved are between 22nd and 24th Avenues on the north side of the interstate. On the south, 30th to 35th Avenues. They expect this paving project to be completed within a couple of days if the weather holds up. If not, it's going to be done by the end of the week. Churches United held a groundbreaking ceremony that looks to help fix the homeless problem in our FM area. Shovel hit the dirt for the Bright Sky apartment building on 34th Street North in Moorhead. Construction for the new $8.5 million 43-unit complex will continue throughout the winter. Churches United says there are over 800 people who are homeless every night and will be a vital step in providing more stability for families seeking affordable housing.
With the right supports, everybody in our community can thrive, and that it's a better place for all of us to live when everybody has a safe place to call home.
Churches United says the apartment complex should be open by next fall. A big commitment from PepsiCo as it vows to change its beverages to make them healthier. That's still ahead tonight.
And temperatures across the valley today were pretty cool, above average, but that temperature you see there, 57, occurred just after midnight. Warmer in Grand Forks today. It does look drier. I'll have details of your extended forecast right after this.